On that particular day, I remember being, and it's so interesting because when we look back at what happens in the past and we think, how could that have happened? Well, this never happened today. But at the time, it was normal, meaning that the way that football fans were treated back then, when they were just herded in like cattle into these stadiums, but I'd seen that for 10 years previously. I'd seen that since I started playing football in 1980. This is now 1989, whereby they were herded in, you had fences, they were pushed against these fences, and until that happened, everyone just took that for granted, that this is the way football is.
Yeah.
Obviously, once that happens, then people go, well, how could this happen? So I remember vividly watching that game and looking at 6 minutes past 3 is when the game stopped. And I looked to the corner, there was Nottingham Forest had a corner, and I looked to the right where the stands were, and I saw two of the girls who I knew, they used to come and watch training, pushed up against fences. And I thought to myself, that looks uncomfortable. That's what I thought. But I'd seen that before for years, where people were pushed up against a fence. Then people started coming over the fences, and we thought it was a pitch invasion, so we ran off the pitch. We ran off the pitch, and then we went in, and we didn't know what was going on. We just felt clear on the pitch. People have come on the pitch. We didn't know what's happening. People watching on television or people who were there would have seen it. Us as players were just in the dressing room, warming up, because we're going to go back out. Until 40 minutes later, they said, oh, well, the game's off. Don't know why. We came out to then go to the players' lounge to meet our family, and that's when we looked to the right on the pitch and saw bodies and you know, sheets over people. That's the first time we realized. Then when we got up to the players' lounge and we looked out onto the pitch, that's when we saw the devastation.